What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Listen, man, just came from out of work, you know what I'm saying? Just freshly home. And, today we about to put in some work, man. Shout out to that boy, OJ Duke Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that brother, though, for sure, man. Today, I'm saying we got a video, and the video says, Dad proves his daughter have zero respect for black men. That is insane. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into this video. We're going to break it down. Let's talk about it. But before we move forward, here's my Instagram, people. Hey, here's my Instagram right here. I'm saying there's it right there. Shoot me a DM for videos you want me to react to, topics you want me to talk about, or just connecting with the people who support what I do, and that means a lot to me. And today we're gonna get into this video and just talk about it. Let's go.
Reason that there's an issue with black men is because they're literally being raised by the black women that hate them, okay?
Yes, absolutely. Tough.
Not every black woman will want to date black men for whatever reason. It could be that she's just not attracted to black men, or she's had her personal bad experience.
So first of all, I want to say that our black girls or black women in Europe should respect the black guys, okay? Respect your fellow African guys.
Now, if you don't like black men, I would assume that you would just not deal with them. And there are a group of black women called divestors. They don't like black men. They don't date black men. They date everybody else. But
destruction. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing for none of them. But you leave the woman in charge, it's pure destruction. Swear to God. And look at it. It's taking part right now. Look at this. Look at society. Right? It's pure destruction. Slowly, this declining at a rapid rate. It's insane.
Secret that fatherlessness is probably one of the biggest issues that's going on in the black community right now. You can say that it's whatever, it is fatherlessness. We have so many young black boys and young black men that are growing up in fatherless households across the country. In fact, it has been so normalized to have a single parent, black woman reared black household that people do not even know that that shouldn't be the standard.
Now, this is actually a pretty good point by the brother. He's talking about the fact that a lot of black men or black women do not see what a two-parent household is. So it's actually abnormal to see that. So they just see that basically what's happening here is the mom is raising the kid and there's no man. And so what's happening is that these women are raising their sons as if they hate them. Now, this is not every black woman.
No, it's not. Let's be honest. The woman not raising the young boys to hate them. The woman, she knows no better. That's what it is. She knows no better. She's a woman, so she will raise him as a woman. That is what she is. She's not a bad person. That's what she knows. It's her inclination. She raising him to be just like her because that's what she know. All she knows is how to be like her. How to be a woman, how to be feminine, soft. Yes, even though they act masculine, there isn't all the young boys to be emotional. Superly emotional. Right? And then we wonder why we have these young boys out here crashing out. Right? It's crazy we even have such a word in society. Right? And then now we're calling them YNs. Come on. Are we not seeing the big problem we have in the community? And again, I said it's not just America, it's the whole world. It's happening everywhere. In the Caribbean, in Africa, right? Different parts of the world where black people do exist. It is happening. And we need to bring it back. We need our women back in line. We need them back in line. That's the problem. We need them back in line. Fathers in the house. That's what we need. Yes, we don't need no therapy. No, we cut that therapy shit out. We need an elderly man talking to his daughter. Hey, stop. Cut that out. Respect your man. Don't talk to him crazy. Yes, serve your man. Tell her, hey, stop sleeping around. Behave yourself. Conduct yourself. Right? Go back to the man you had the child with. Why are you running away and trying to find somebody else? No, you sleep with him. You have a kid with him. Now you're bound to him now. Stay with him. And that's what it is. We're not going back and forth. Yes, we need culture. We need the alignment of our people. That's what it is. And that's why we're in such a decline. That's why we can never move forward. Yes, but we blame the whites. We blame the Jews and they doing this. No, we are our own destruction. That's the problem. And we'll realize it. We are our own destruction. Until we come to the conclusion and realize, hey, I'm detrimental to myself. What can I do for me to better my situation? That's what we need to do. That's the main thing. That's the main problem. Yes, we need them back in line. We need both men and women back in line on the page. Yes. Right? It's God, man, woman, children. We need it in that order. Yes, we're not putting woman, God, children, men. No, it's not in that order. And that is why if we're failing, because that's the order we have it in. Yes, that's why our people are failing. They are dying slowly. Right? Yes. That's why we're suffering so badly, because we're living in the wrong way. We're not living in a righteous way. We're not living the way God intended us to live. And that is why we suffer so badly. And if we keep going on that road, we'll suffer till we die. We'll suffer till our people are extinct. Yes. Let's go. Let's continue the video.
Right? But this can be inferred by young black men who are raised by their mothers that their mom disliked them a lot. My dad, himself felt that way about his own mother. Like, man, why does my mom dislike me? She never comes to my
And one thing I would say, and why you would feel like your own mom hates you, is because the hatred she had for your father, she's putting it on to you because that's how she feels towards your dad because her dad left. That is why. That is why you might feel like, damn, my own mom hate me, man. God damn, why my Duke treat me like that? Because she hates your father. That is why. That is the true reason why you feel hatred from your own mother. There is no love in her heart because she hates your dad. That's why. That's why she treat you. Because every time she look at you, guess what she see? That same man that she hates so badly. Yes, especially if he left her. Tough. Even she even have more of a reason to hate you now. And it's sad to see such a thing. It's sad. It's very sad. But hey, again, we just need them back in line. That's what it is. Back in line. Absolutely.
football game. She never really supports me, but the other kids she does support. The reality is that my dad's other siblings were by somebody else, okay? And my dad had his own father. So my grandmother had a certain type of relationship with her first husband, but with my dad's father, it was completely different. So he basically got treated poorly simply because the father was different. But wait, he adds on.
And the issue that's going on is a lot of these single black women were done wrong by the black men in their lives, whatever. They're single, they're not doing anything. And so now, since the black men are out of the picture, since the father is out of the picture, now these young black men are being raised by black women who have disdain for black men, who have disdain for the black men that left them behind, and who takes the brunt of all of that anger and all of that pain? These young black boys that they are raising.
So a lot of these black women have, basically had bad experiences with black men. And so a lot of these young black men
Well, but who is to blame for that? Understand, young lady, young lady. Let me be honest with you. You choose to sleep with the man, so the consequences is yours. If you offer your body to him, guess what? And you get pregnant, that is your fault. And if he leave, it is your fault because you didn't take time to know the man on a mental level first. You get to know him on a physical level, and that is why you suffer so badly. Because you didn't take the time to know him on a mental level, see where his head at, right? You get to know him on a physical level, on the most primal level. And that is why you're in the situation you're in right now. Sad.
get disrespected because their mother has been hurt by black men in the past. Could be your own father, right? And again, I could understand, and I'm not trying to say it's right. If you're a black woman and your dad wasn't there, if you're a black woman and your grandfather wasn't there, you've been abused by black men, it could definitely make sense why you either don't trust black men or why you have a hatred for black men, because you haven't seen a positive black role model in your life as a man. And to be honest, a lot of women go through this. This happens to them, all right? We're not gonna sit here and say it doesn't happen. A lot of women don't have a positive role model in their life because of a mistake that their mother or father made. And so when they grow up, they have a certain level of disrespect for black men. They learn this from their mothers, from their grandmothers, for their friends. Now you see it
Absolutely.
so active in female hip hop. I mean, listen to Glorilla, F Jigga Free. So hey, they sing along with these songs and it resonates them because to them, these black men are what we say they are. And obviously you have your female content creators. I mentioned Cynthia G. Shira 7 doesn't specifically name black men, but it can be inferred because she's black and her husband is black. Hey, a lot of the black men out there are not worth dating. And so once you start hearing that and you start aligning with those,
Well, why not? But why not say, let me pick the right man? That doesn't cross your mind at all? Let me pick a good man. You see what your mother went through. You see what your grandmother went through. You see what your auntie went through. You see what your cousin went through. You see what your sister went through. There is nothing in your mind that will tell you, hold on, I'm inclined to pick the wrong man. Let me not do that. You're inclined to pick the wrong man because Your whole life, the role models you have pick the wrong man. And that is why you would do the same thing and not think outside the box and realize, hold on, let me take my time to find out who I'm dealing with. Because I don't want to be a single mom. Like my mother, like my sister, my auntie, my cousin. Do you not learn? Do you not see? But guess what? She will get a good man, and guess what? She will fuck it up. Why? Because she don't know what a good man is. Because a good man have morals and boundaries. And she don't have the morals or boundaries. So that is why she will suffer greatly. Just like a mother, like a auntie, a cousin, and a sister. It is a cycle that will never end. Because they don't respect the male patriarch. They do not respect it at all. They have no respect for the law and order. And that is why a lot of them will suffer greatly and will be single for the rest of their lives. Sad, but that's the reality we're living in right now. Tough.
Particular values, it's easy to see why you don't like black men, okay? So if you don't disrespect black men, you come from a broken home, broken situations, bad experience, I don't forgive it, but it's more understandable. But now, what if I were to tell you that even if certain black women have their fathers in their life, I mean married fathers, would you believe that these black women also don't respect black men?
Yeah, that's
She might
crazy.
not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I
You know, and tell you what, it's crazy. No, it is literally insane that a dad will sit down there, and openly say, man, my own daughters don't even respect me. Do you see how crazy that is? Like, doesn't that bother you at all? A grown man, look like it is like 40s, right? Late 30s, probably early 40s, or probably even 50. I'm saying probably just take good care of yourself. And he would sit down there and he would say, yo, tell you what, my daughter have no respect for men, even including me as her father, a biological father. Do you not see how insane that is? That is crazy, my boy. God damn, God damn.
tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men. And they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you for
Okay, but that's my thing. Why don't they respect men? Why? That is the question. Why don't you not respect men, young lady? Why? That is my question to you. Why don't you respect men? That is the question. Let's attack the root problem so we can understand why does all of these young women have no respect for a man? Why? Yes, we need to figure it out.
front, brother, so you know what you're going in.
Absolutely,
Now,
absolutely.
this particular
It's crazy.
father is going viral all over X and all over social media. He's telling a young man that is about to date one of his daughters or go out and
And honestly, I can tell the relationship won't last. Because if he a thorough dude, he gonna be like, yo, hold on, shorty talking to me crazy, my boy. Like, yo, yeah, yeah, I gotta cut that off. If bro, eventually, and that's my thing. You could be a good person and work with people, but there comes a time where your patience it fades out. Your patience fades out after a time, no matter how good you are. You could be a good person, a good stand-up person. But there's a time if you're working with somebody, you work. After a time, your patience is gonna slowly just thin out. It's gonna thin out. They're like, been working with this one for the longest, and they haven't changed. You're still the same miserable person I met them as. So guess what? I'm gonna leave them in the misery and go live my life, go live my peaceful life. Because before them, my life was peaceful. And now with them, my life is chaotic. I want none of that. Have it. Yes, yes, yes. Enjoy your life, dear. Peace and love.
date. My daughters don't respect black men or men in general. You know, they mouth off when they don't get their way. They're very disrespectful. The interesting part, while he seemed to be very serious trying to warn this young man, the daughters in the background found it funny. They found it to be very hilarious. And the dad seems like he's being very serious,
No, he's being
as
serious.
if he's trying to help
being
this
dead
young
ass.
man. Now, I want to examine it from this perspective, because there are cases where you see a lack of respect for black men, even if the father is in the home. Now, let's assume that this is a black father. He's raised his kids. He's been supportive of his kids, okay? And then now, because of whatever position that he's in up in the home, the mother is disrespectful towards him.
That's
the
what it
daughters
is right there.
also have
Yeah,
learned that black men,
exactly.
or men in general, are not important.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something else.
And that is the number one goddamn problem right there. You have the woman running the household. That's what it is. So that's why she might have a goddamn father in her life and still disrespect men, because her mommy disrespecting her daddy. Yes, and she's like, hold on. She hearing mama putting lashes on dad verbally. She's like, hold on. Man, I don't respect dad. Why would I respect if your own woman disrespecting you? That's what she have in her mind. It's crazy. It's crazy, and how often you would see that is literally insane. It is insane. Because you're like, yo, hold on. Like, how you gonna disrespect your own husband like that? And he would just be like all sad and depressed. You're like, God damn, man, I see why the daughter disrespect you. Because the mom ain't got no respect for the daddy. And guess what? The son got to raise up seeing that. And guess what? Now the son go accept that from every woman he with. He go accept the disrespect from every woman he with. Because that's all he's seen. That's all he knows. Understand that the household have such a big part in how you raise up and how you see things. So if the household is corrupt, guess what? By extent, you will be corrupt. Oh man, it's a dark world out there with people. We better get it together.
That men are picking up on. The question becomes, why should I become a father? Why should I become a leader of a family simply to be disrespected by the women in my household? It's a thankless task. Now, it was the argument at first against being a stepfather, okay? Because now we saw in the black community, a lot of guys in the 70s and 80s and 90s, black men were stepping up and taking care of other responsibilities, right? And we saw that with black coaches in the neighborhood, black men who taught boxing, or just black men who stepped in and raised other people's kids, right? And some of us,
You see that foolishness he got on his shirt right there? No. We send her back to her baby father. That's what it is. You don't give her another kid. No, you don't be with her. Go back to your baby father. Yes, go back. No. And that's the thing. Stop. Leave them motherfuckers, baby moms alone. Send them back to the man. No. Go ahead. And the more we have that, the more they will conduct themselves as human beings. Yes, fix things with the man you had children with. Don't come over here trying to have another kid. No. Go back and fix it. Yes, and that's why we need fathers in the household telling our daughter, hey,
benefited
where you
from
going?
that.
Where you going? No. Fix things with your man. Yes, that's what it is. That's what we need. We need that in this society. And that's what our culture lacking. Law and order. We lack that. We don't have that. We have no order. Right? We have no direction. Right? We're running around like foolish people. Yes, that's the problem. That's what it is right now.
And the argument was, at least 10 years ago, when I first came into the manosphere, was like, look, if I'm going to deal, with somebody disrespecting me, I will at least deal with it from my own kids, right? I will put up with it from my own kids because they're biologically mine. I won't do it as a stepdad. But now what you're seeing in certain levels is, look, I am the father of these kids. I basically do take care of my kids. I have taken care of my daughters and my wives. In many ways, I feel that from the women in my family, I'm being disrespected. And not only am I disrespected, my daughters, even though they have seen me take care of them, even though they have seen me go to work, even though they have seen me do all of the things and sacrifices to protect them, they don't have any respect for men, or in this case, black men. And this is what happens. You see, a lot of women who come from married households in the black community, I can't prove this, but I'll make an assumption. There is an external pressure for a lot of women that come from good families to behave like the other ladies who may not have seen it. And in the Black community, we don't operate top down. We operate down up. And so what that means is the people at the top who actually live really successful lives and fruitful lives and lives built on substance, they are not marketed well in Black America. It's almost never been that for a long time, since the 50s or 60s or 70s, right? Now what is marketed, and I think the last time we could see that is the Cosby Show. Now what's marketed is the more disrespectful you are, the more dysfunctional you are, that's actually cool. And if you come to...
Because they're dysfunctioning people. Yes, that's what it is. And that's why in the Black community, that's why they value dysfunctioning people. Because they're so accustomed to it. They're like, yeah, why not? No, it's not supposed to be this way. Do you not see it's a problem? Are you not realizing it? But it's so dysfunctional that they can't even see what's right from wrong. They can't even see it. Because their mind are so clouded with the foolish and the idiotic nonsense they got in their brain. That's why they cannot see what is right. They cannot see what is righteous, what is good, what is proper, what is better. Can't see it because they have no good in them. Evil people.
The continent of Africa, I mean, you will see that the people that get mimicked the most are the Sexy Reds, are the Cardi B, are the Nicki Minaj's, and this totally goes against many of the African cultures, especially if you go to Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, Nigeria. The cultures are the opposite of what some of these young ladies are adopting. And so even the women that come from strong cultural backgrounds, married families, there is a pressure to be like the women who exhibit what you would call dysfunctional behavior, attitudes towards men. And in this case, Black men. So even women, other places start picking it up. Even Dominican women, you see it all the time. You see, Dominican women, Colombian women, they start to try to behave at like some of the American Black women or who they think are American Black women. And then their attitude is also altered towards their own men. And this happens quite often. And so now that the women who are coming from decent environments, it's almost like, hey, you're not really Black, man, okay? If you are coming from a functional home with a functional father, you don't fit in. And a lot of those women don't fit in. So in order to fit in, they have to also participate in self-deprecating, dysfunctional behavior towards men, even though that is not what they saw, all right? They didn't see that growing up. Not to say their father was perfect, but if you had a man in the house, if you had a man that was being protective of you, if you had a man that loved you, if you had a grandfather, and then now you're being influenced by what you see on social media, and because the whole world disrespects men, well, what happens? Well, it's not going to be too much longer that Black men are going to interact with women who just don't respect them. And the reality is, that's where Passport Bros comes in. The reality is, that's where all this stuff comes in, all right? And Black men are just not going to put up with that if you don't have to. And so when you don't respect the men in your community, same thing for us as women, the guys are going to go someplace else where they're ultimately going to be respected.
Absolutely.
And then the conversation turns into, oh, well, why are you dating those white women? Let's talk about the European sister that was talking about what she saw at the store. She said an African guy was trying to talk to another African woman and he was insulted. So the next time he sees a Black lady out there, what do you think he will think to himself? He will say, the last time I tried to approach a young lady, it didn't work out, but maybe I should put my effort into a white lady. And if he has a positive experience with a white lady, do you honestly believe that he would consider going back to a Black lady? He would have no reason to do that because number one, he's scared of rejection. He's scared of being disrespected. He doesn't want to be insulted. And so, yeah, basically we've turned a person that would have been an advocate for Black women or African women into a person that is now against African women or Black women. And that's typically what you see. You see a man trying to get in where he fit in, and then something happens, and then he goes on to someplace else, and then once he sees what's over on the other side, he don't never come back. And then he's criticized because you didn't want to take the so-called quote-unquote punishment or, basically what happened with you is you can't handle a strong black woman.
Uh-huh.
When the reality
And then your goddamn self, shawty.
is that a man wants to handle a good situation, just like a woman. A woman wants to be in a healthy, good situation. And if black men cannot be in those situations, they just will not. And the number one way to turn off a man is to not respect him. It's the number one way. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea.
I absolutely respect what he just said, because if you don't feel disrespected, like it affects you so badly, you know. Right, especially for a man, when you disrespect the man, it's like you take away his manhood, from him. Just rip him away from his manhood. The young ladies, please have respect. But a lot of them didn't had no daddies. So they never not respect a goddamn man. That's why it is. Tough. Enough of me talking on that, man. It's just like we just need to see better in the society. That's what it is, and I make these videos why so we could better the society. That's why I make them videos like this. And shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson, man. He breaks things down in such a lovely way, and he's been a great help to spread that message out there for sure. And yeah, just I'm gonna keep reacting to it. And if he's gonna keep putting it out there, I'm gonna keep reacting to it. Even though he stop, I'm gonna still preach shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But that's the come to the end of the video. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.